Hello there, it's Melanie Benson here, Profit Amplifier and host of the Create Your Own Economy giveaway. And I am joined by my dear, gorgeous, amazingly talented friend, Rhonda Britten. Rhonda, it's so exciting to have you be a part of the Create Your Own Economy.
Sure. Well, I love it, Melanie. I'm so grateful that you're doing this because creating your own economy, it feels like it gives you ultimate power and ultimate choice, right? Because you're
Mhm.
not at the whim of other things, other people, other people's choices, right? You have so much more power over your life, and it's like you have more. I don't want to say control. Control is like, yes, you have more control, but it's a good kind of control, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
not.
like trajectory. Like you can define the trajectory path you're going to travel.
It's right.
I
Yes.
just made that up. But that is what it is.
Is it's like that, like it's like when you do that, you like life happens on your terms and divinely guided and filled with grace.
Yeah, I love the word grace. It's one of I do believe sometimes we get mixed up and we think if I'm going to create my own economy, if I'm going to be in charge of my destiny, I'm going to have to work my buns off and then I'm not going to get to enjoy my life. So maybe we can do it with a little more effortlessness and grace and enjoy the process a lot more
Well,
along the
I have the
way.
perfect exercise for that, my friend,
Ooh, ooh.
called control no control. And so I created this years ago for an actor client, and he was like, "Oh, the acting world is like, you're stuck. It's all on the whim of, I have no control over my career. Everyone has to hire me." And I was like, "Not so much." So I had him create get a piece of paper, put a line down the middle. On one side, write the word control, and on the other side, write no control. And then you write down all the things you have control of. So he had control of his photos. He had control whether he prepared for an audition. He had control, so many things he had control over. What he wore, right? What his weight was, what he fed himself, right? So much control. And then all the things he wasn't in control of. He couldn't get hired, right? Like just like me, I have control over whether I put an ad, but I don't have control over how many people attend, ultimately, right? But I can do a lot of things under my control column that will impact the things I'm not in control over. And so then this is what the next part that I think most people miss is then you have to go to your control list and rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. How well are you knocking that out of the park? And because he felt so out of control, which then equals powerlessness, he wasn't doing everything he could to the best of his ability and, based on his mindset, et cetera. So he was at 3s and 5s and maybe an occasional 8. And as he started taking care of what he could control, the things that he didn't control started taking care of themselves. And if you're a God
Mm.
person, I say over the not control, just cross that off and write, God, that you're in charge of this.
Yeah. Well, sometimes we forget to tap into the seen as well as the unseen
Yes.
abundance of resources available to us. And that's one of the great gifts you've always brought to me in our friendship is reminding me where we have an abundance of resources. If we turn it over and stop trying to figure it all out right here,
Right. That's right. Your brain
that's
is
where the
limited.
grace comes from.
Yeah, your brain is limited with the knowledge of the past. And if you are able to put it all the control things on one side and go, okay, I can make an impact here. I couldn't hear what you said. Oh, my watch says they couldn't hear what we said.
One of the resources.
Wants to know how he can help us right now, and I don't
Oh,
even
cool.
say Siri. So there you go. Um, and but then like I said, when you really take care of the business you can take care of,
Mm-hmm.
then you can let that effortless flow and that grace happen because that stuff then kind of takes care of itself.
Yeah.
And and I think that so many people are trying to control the things that are not in their control. They're hitting their head against the wall. So when you
And
talk,
then letting that define
yes,
what else they will say yes to and making it mean everything instead of one thing.
yes, 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 yes. So that's why when you said creating your own economy, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, yes, yes. Talk about taking your power back. Talk
Yeah.
about owning your destiny. Talk about living,
Chills.
right? Like that's the name of the game. That don't we all want to do that? If you're watching us right now, that's what you want, right? You want to be able to live your dream. You want to go anywhere, do anything, meet anyone. So yeah, creating your own economy. Let's do it.
Yes, let's do it. I was inspired to do this giveaway and to collect and co-create this with so many amazing friends of mine because I believe And that in every moment, what regardless, so it doesn't even have to be a pandemic. It can be, I'm not at my best right now. And I've had many ups and downs over my career. And the downs usually were at the response to
Mhm.
me not choosing and deciding to put my best self forward. And it was about me reacting to the world around me and believing that it was doing something to me instead of me choosing to be in charge. And that doesn't mean things are perfect all the time. I want to be really sensitive to the fact that there are things beyond our control. I'm so glad you brought that up. But if we can choose and make a decision and say, I am going to thrive, I am going to keep staying in this game, I'm going to keep working the path, and I'm going to choose my mindset.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose a thriving mindset, and then I'm going to choose the strategies or the resources or the support, coaches, mentors, masterminds, whatever that looks like.
Hmm.
Then I can move forward with confidence, knowing I have good resources and I can work the problem, right? Because it's about working the problem.
Yeah, and it's like, one of the things that I talk about is, I say all the time is the world for you or against you? And, I always ask my students that, well, is the world for you or against you? And they know the right answer, right? They know the right answer, Melanie. The world is for me. And I'm like, yeah, but look at what you're deciding to do. Look at the choices you're making, because you're acting as if the world's against you. I know you know the right answer. The world is for me. But based on your behavior, based on your thoughts and your feelings and your actions, you're actually advertising that you secretly believe and don't want to. I get it. Secretly believe the world's against you. So when you're able to kind of call yourself out on that and take your power back, like you've been saying, Melanie, then you really are in charge of, kind of like falling into the river of your destiny, right? Because most people are like on the edge of the river going, where's my destiny? And it's like, it's right here. Come over here, right? And they're almost there, but they're just not having enough trust. Again, they're trying to control the things that are not in their control. And they're not, like you said, show up as your best, the best you can any day. Like some days my best is a 6, and on that day it's a 10. My best is a 6 and it's a 10 that day, i.e. a 6-10, right? And some days I'm a 10-10. Woohoo, right? But if you show up your best, whatever you're able to kind of under your purview, then again, grace happens, synchronicity happens, possibilities happen, opportunities happen, and you don't have to go looking for them or, fighting for them. They come to you.
Yeah. And I think one of the things I'm realizing as we're talking that really helps is who you're surrounding yourself with.
100%.
And when you're in the conversations with people choosing to create their own economy, again, it doesn't mean we always have perfect days, but it means we take imperfect action consistently towards the goal, and
Yeah.
we don't let the world around us define what's possible.
Well, that's
So I'm
good at, Melanie. You are really, 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 really good at doing consistent action. And
thank
I've
you.
admired you about that for years. You are just somebody who puts one foot in front of the other and is consistent and always allowing flow to move through you, always allowing spirit to use you. It's just so admirable.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I should probably say I have had a girl crush on this woman for 15 years, 20 years, maybe, been a while, like way back in the day when you were doing your starting over house. I know I tell the story all the time, but I used to watch this woman coach and think, oh, if I could ever be as good a coach as her, oh my God, like she just would make these huge breakthroughs happen for the people that she served. And I was really grateful that we became friends along the way. And I'm also really grateful that you're going to share one of the tools that
Yeah.
you've developed along the way to help our giveaway participants get through some fears and procrastination. Why don't you tell us what it is?
Well, it is a tool. Again, every tool I create is because a client or student had a problem they needed to solve. Just like I said, the control and no control was an actor who came to me, is like, life isn't fair. And I'm like, oh, honey, let me show you how it is. And now this exercise that I'm going to share with creating your own economy is called stretch, risk, or die, right? Stretch, risk, or die. And basically, it is going to take your to-do list and put it on its ear. And what I mean by that is most people, beat themselves up or put themselves down because they're not doing what they know they should be doing. And most people blame it on willpower or discipline or, I'm confused, or they blame it on a whole bunch of things. And in this exercise, I'm going to actually show you what it really is about and how fear is subtly trying to stop you. And it also, this, what's really cool about this exercise, not only is it going to explain why you feel stuck in moments and why you're unable to move forward, or why you have, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on your to-do list, and then you skip 7, and then you do 8, 9, and you skip 10, and then you move 7 to 10 the next day and you skip them again. And you're supposed to do them and you keep skipping them. I am going to share with you that it is, 1, it's not your fault, because 1, you don't know this. And 2, it's because we're not paying attention to the emotional risk it takes to do actions. And what do I mean by emotional risk? Even if something's easy for you, let's say that you want to triple your income and you're like, well, I've tripled it before, I should be able to do it again. And you find yourself just having block after block after block, or just things that you're just not able to make happen. Well, I guarantee you, there is something that has a risk from an emotional point of view that your, what we call the wheel of fear in fearless living, the wheel of fear is saying to you, this is too risky. And again, it's all unconscious. You're not necessarily hearing that, but it's the reason why you skip number 7 and skip number 10. Because on some level, from an emotional place, that risk, the consequences of that, even though it seems easy, even though you've done it before, right now in this moment with your resources, your mindset, etc., that emotional risk is taking you out and causing, quote unquote, procrastination, causing, quote unquote, causing stuckness or inconsistency or, rebellion or defensiveness or blocks, right? So Stretch Risk and Die is going to explain what happens, but more importantly, it's going to tell you how to move through it. So I am going to show you how to move from the comfort zone, which, by the way, we all know comfort zone does not mean comfortable. It means like whatever your life is right now. So you're making the money you want, not making the money you want, have kids, not kids, married, not married, spouse, partner, again, whatever your life is right now, that's your comfort zone. And then outside your comfort zone is what we call the stretch zone. And again, people think like, oh, the stretch zone, I should be able to do that. Yeah, but it's surrounded by a ring of fear. And most of the time, the stretch zone is actually where we're most ruthless with ourselves, Melanie, because we think we should be able to do it. What's the big deal? I should have had this knocked out already, right? And all of that negative self-talk, all of that beating ourselves up actually deflates our trust in ourselves, deflates our confidence, et cetera, et cetera. So those stretches, even though we know we can do it, we don't do it. And then the next zone is the risk, and the next zone is the die. And I'm going to show you how to turn that whole stretch, risk, and die, keep on growing and growing your comfort zone. So eventually you'll be comfortable, being comfortable as you. And your die zone is going to get in your comfort zone, and it's going to expand, 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 expand. So I'm going to show you the way out of that procrastination, out of that stuckness, out of that, feeling resistant, right? Whatever that word is, right? That resistant word, or feeling like you're lazy and you're procrastinating. Like we're going to take that away, Melanie. We're going to take that away.
I love that. And this is part of the programs that you teach. What do you normally sell this tool for? Or is it part of a program that you have to invest in?
It's part of both. So you can buy it individually, and it's one of my little mini quick fix mini courses, right? And it's $97. And it's part of my signature course, Fearless Living Training Program. And that is, this fundamental stretch, risk, and die when you're in the world of fearless living. Stretch, risk, and die is something we use on a regular basis. Like it's used on a daily level, because every single day you're just taking stretch, risk, and dies. And so we want to start owning our credit. And then I give you, by the way, in my giveaway, I'm actually going to also give you an exercise to basically button up the work that you're doing in Stretch, Risk, and Die, to really anchor it so it stays, right? So it stays. I had a client come to me who said he belonged to this group before he found Fearless Living, and they told him to do something scary every day, right? And he goes, I did something scary every day, and all I was scared, right? All he was scared. He wasn't getting more confidence, right? He wasn't building his foundation. He wasn't feeling more empowered. So when he learned Stretch, Risk, and Die, and then the tool that supports the anchoring of it, game changed.
Yeah.
Now, when he took a risk, when he took that scare, he could actually anchor it, and it could build his confidence level and his self-trust, so that he could build on a bigger foundation. He could soar higher because the foundation was bigger and thicker and stronger.
I love this so much. I was so grateful when you said yes, you could be a part of this. The resources that have been put into the Create Your Own Economy giveaway are mind-blowingly amazing. And what I love is that if we're going to create our own economy, and I should say when we create our own economy, and as we decide that we can thrive right now,
Yes.
what could come up for you are some fears, are some confidence issues, are these places where you haven't done something before, you are stretching. And so, Rhonda, to have this resource to help really like take that edge that keeps people from going to the next level and like giving them a real tool that actually they can use anytime over and over and over again.
That's
This
right.
is going to be a game changer. So thank you for being a part of this. Now, let's share with everybody how they can join us in the Create Your Own Economy giveaway and get access to this tool. Now, of course, if you missed the giveaway, you definitely want to go over to Rhonda's site and buy it. But if you want to get it absolutely free as our gift to you, you're going to want to come to the giveaway at fearlessliving.org/economy and jump in right away. We open the doors on November 1st, but we start giving you the gifts on November 9th. But you don't want to wait, because as soon as you get in, we're going to give you something to help you get your mindset in the right place. So I'll be giving you a little gift to get you warmed up. And then we will keep it open through November 20th to give you plenty of time to peruse the library of resources, download them all. Okay, don't feel like, oh, should I do them all? This is a lot. Like, I know sometimes people are like, oh my God, there's so much generosity here. I don't want to like take advantage. No, this is for you. Do it. Take them all, download them, make sure you have them handy. You never know when you need that tool that you didn't think you were going to need. Like, have you ever been in the Home Depot and you're like, do I need that flashlight? And then the next day the power goes out and you're like, why did I not get the flashlight? Right?
Yes.
This is
Right.
your flashlight moment. Get the flashlights, download all the great resources, put them into a library, go through them, prioritize what's really up for you first, but make sure you really know how to use this tool that Rhonda's gifting you, because I guarantee you, as you stretch into creating your own economy, you will bump up against resistance. You will experience some fears. You will have the opportunity to become the next best version of you. And that means you're going to do some stretching. So, Rhonda, I'm so appreciative. I'm so grateful. I'm so excited to share you with all of our giveaway participants, because I know how absolutely amazing you are. Last words before we say goodbye?
Yeah, you're worth doing this for. You're worth, and you can create your own economy. So be willing to jump in and live the life your soul intended. So it's not
Yes.
your fault. We're going to show you the way, and be fearless. Be fearless. Jump in.
Yeah, be fearless. Well said. All right, we'll see you in the giveaway, and make sure you jump in right now while you're thinking about it at fearlessliving.org/economy. See you over there.